Hi, my name is Hafiz. Today I'm going to talk about crises. The crisis varies in different regions of the world. The main reason behind these crises are illiteracy, irresponsibility, and mismanagement. The spread of COVID-19 was a combination of all. During this pandemic of COVID-19, I went on Twitter and have realized that we are living in double standard world. The facts and figures that I saw in the Twitter has told me that the COVID-19 was just a hook. It was more crisis on the side of COVID-19. Um, went on Twitter and have realized that unequal distribution of human resources is one of the main and basic crises the world is dealing with today. So if we need to eradicate all the roots, we should need to eradicate the unequal distribution of human resources, because it is very unequal, very unfair, and very discriminatory. If we compare the third world countries with African countries, there is a huge difference because those countries who are more illiterate, they have in more crisis of any crisis like poverty, like health and awareness, like a standard of people is very low as compared to those who are literate. The World Bank said that 3 billion people have no proper hand washing facility. It means that half population of the world are dealing with dirty hands. If we see the World Health Organization, they said hand hygiene is an efficient way to reduce the pathogens and increase the prevention from infections. So the half of the population with dirty hands will probably gonna have pathogenic diseases, and prevention from infections will gonna decrease to a very big amount. If we compare this situation in the pandemic of COVID-19 scenario, it gets more worse because those countries who are more illiterate, they have less resources and more crisis. So if they try to lock down the economy, the people will gonna die of hunger because they don't have no backup system. If they try to test people, they will know that they need international help for getting equipments and having some medical professionals. If we try to give isolate people, like these countries try to isolate people, they will know that they have no room, because about a whole family living in a room in those countries. So it tells me like all eggs in one pocket will gonna destroy the world economy, because the New York Times has said that 2,000 working ventilators have to serve 41 African countries, of millions of hundreds of people, compared to United States that has 1.700,000 working ventilators, and 10 of the African countries have none of all. The situation is more getting worse. So if we need to get out of this chaos, we need to provide them facilities to build them themselves, because the United Nations has said that 265 million people will suffer with acute hunger by the end of 2020. So due to COVID-19, so it means one crisis could cause this much amount of people to suffer with hunger. What about if we get some 2 or 3 or more pandemic, unfortunately in the future, we will gonna suffer more. I propose we don't need to provide them a lot of loans and funds. We need to tell them how to build their economies. We need to provide them help getting education. Yeah, we need some kind of funds, but not to provide them food. I'm telling them to teach how to get the food ready and done. So this will gonna help them, and this will gonna help us out in back as well. So my Bloomberg has said that educating our children is one of the important thing that American can do, but don't know the fact that 1 in 8 American working in education is an immigrant. So the education of an immigrant they probably will come from the third world countries is important for our great country. If we see that telling you the case study of Malala Yousafzai, she was acquiring education at the age of 15, but was stopped by a terrorist, but she never stopped it. She has continue her education until somebody shot in her head, but she never stopped it. She teach us like if we try to get education, education will get you out from all the crises. And the moment she received the Nobel Prize, Peace Prize from the United Nations, it tells it teaches it gives inspiration to many other girls in worldwide, and tell that the education is the only possible solution. Thank you.